Welcome back to educator.com. For the next lesson, we're going to go over writing expressions. Now, expressions, again, are statements, math statements without an equal sign. Okay, so we just have statements. We can use words, and we can use different operations using numbers and variables to express some kind of statement. And we're not going to use any equal signs. So, some words that we can use to express adding, addition, okay, plus, and more than. The minus, we have subtraction, minus, and less than. For this, we have multiplication, times, and product. Okay, so then you can also say multiplied or just multiplication. This is division, divided by quotient. Okay, so remember, this is probably going to be the hardest words to remember, product and quotient. Product, just remember that you're multiplying, and quotient, you're going to be dividing. Now, for these here, when you see the word then being used, okay, you're going to actually switch the order. So for example, if I say 2 more than x, then we know that this right here means plus. But instead of saying 2 plus x, we're going to do a switch. And that's every time you see the word then. Okay, you're going to switch the order. So this is not 2 plus x. Instead, it's going to be x plus 2. Okay, same thing for less than. If it's 2 less than x, it's going to be x minus 2. So we're going to do some examples. We're going to write each as an expression. So here it says 7 plus x. We know that plus means addition, so this will be 7 plus x. And that's it. That would be your answer, and that's how you write an expression. The product of 4 and 3. So when it says product, you're talking about multiplication. And the product of something and something. So you're going to be multiplying two things. This one and this one. That's going to be 4 times 3. And that would be how you're going to write it as an expression. You can also simplify it if you can. We know that we can't simplify these, right, because this is a number and this is a variable. So we're going to leave it like that. Okay, this is 4 times 3. If you want, you can also write this as that, simplified. Okay, next one, c divided by 5. It's going to be c divided by 5. Now also with division, you can write it like this. Okay, so c divided by 5, this is also c divided by 5. Now this is a fraction, but fractions are also division. They're also the top number divided by the bottom number. Okay, so c divided by 5. You can write it either like this or like this. And 2 less than a, we know that less than means minus, but then here we see the word then. So whenever we see that, we're going to switch the order. It's not going to be 2 minus a. It's going to be a minus 2. So this one comes first, and this one's going to come last. Okay? If you write 2 minus a, that's actually going to be wrong. So you have to make sure that you switch them. So it becomes a minus 2. Okay, let's do a few more. The sum of 10 and k. So the sum, is addition. We're going to be adding two things. This one and that. So it's going to be 10 plus k. 9 minus 10. This is, minus. And you're just writing it using the actual operations like that. Okay, and this one again you can simplify because you're just subtracting two numbers. Okay, so this is 9 minus 10. If you do 9 minus 10, it's not 1, it's actually going to be negative 1. Okay, here we have a positive number, and this minus is actually going to be part of this number. So the sign actually goes with whatever's behind it. This becomes a negative 10. I can write a plus here. So 9 minus 10 is the same thing as 9 plus negative 10. Okay, so this minus is the same thing as negative. If you want, you can change this to a plus problem and make that a negative right there. So here if you have 9 of something, say you have $9, but you need 10. Okay, let's say you borrowed 10. Well, how much do you have left? You have negative 1. Okay. 12 more than z, more than we know is plus. So it's not going to be 12 plus z, because we see that word right there. So we're going to switch them, and it becomes z plus 12. And that we can't simplify. That's the answer for that. The quotient means divide, of p and 4. So it's going to be p divided by 4, or you can say p divided by 4 as a fraction. Okay. So now these, we're going to write them using words. So for the minus, for that operation, we can use, we can just say minus, we can say less than, we can say subtracted. Okay, so here I can say 10 minus 4, or if I want to use less than, since you're using this word, remember you have to switch them, okay? Don't forget. So you can say 4 less than 10. This one, 6 divided by 2, or you can say, just write it out like that. Or you can say the quotient of something and something, so that'll be 6 and 2. Here, we can use the word plus. We can use more than, or we can use sum. So if I'm going to use plus, then I just say b plus 3. If I'm going to use more than, since you have to switch them, I'm going to say 3 more than b. Or for the sum, I can say the sum of something and something. That'll be in order b and 3. This one I can say, I can use times, I can say multiplied, say product. So it'll just be 5 times 5. If I'm going to use product, then I have to say the product of something and something, which will be 5 and 5. The product of 5 and 5. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching educator.com.